Hello and welcome to my review video from the 8th week of the Barclays Premier League. And really, there's nothing to be said. This week has superseded last week, and I'm sure next week will be even better than this week. That's just the way it is in the EPL right now. But let's kick things off, shall we, with the first game, which took place at St James's Park, featuring Newcastle taking on Liverpool. This game was always going to produce goals if you looked at the past history between these two teams, and the game didn't really disappoint. The final score was Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2, and really, Newcastle United early on, they showed a lot of heart. They played really out of their skin, and this culminated in the first goal to Johan Cabaye. And really, this goal should be framed, hung on a wall somewhere, because it was absolutely outstanding. In the early parts, though, Liverpool did look a bit jaded. You could probably tell that players like Steven Gerrard and Daniel Sturridge obviously felt the heavy workload for playing for club and then country, but they did have a bit more quality than Newcastle. Late on in the first half, Newcastle United centre-back Younger Mbiwa got sent off. He did bring down Suarez in the box. That was a correct decision. The red card was rightly given. And really, through then on for the second half, it was a topsy-turvy game. The game was very open. Both teams had a couple of chances. Liverpool creating and Newcastle trying to hit them on the counter. And 2-2 really was a deserved result for both teams. And it was a highly entertaining game. Moving on to London now, where Arsenal took on Norwich at the Emirates, and again, cracking goals. All 5 goals from this game were absolutely out of this world. The game ended up finishing Arsenal 4, Norwich City 1, and as I said before, 5 of the greatest goals you'll ever see. The first one, Arsenal just absolutely played Norwich. This is like the invincible Arsenal team, the way that they played. The passing was absolutely brilliant, and the quality that Arsenal had all over the field just really overpowered Norwich. To Norwich's credit, though, it's not all going to be about Arsenal. Norwich did come back in the game and really challenged Arsenal, and that really resulted in the Johnny Howson goal, which was a very well taken goal, might I add. And Norwich did show heart. They did come back. However, it was Arsenal's day. Arsenal weren't to be trifled with, and when you've got players of the highest caliber such as like Ozil, Wilshere, Cazorla, and Ramsey, it's going to be very hard to win. But the scoreline was not representative of the game. And the match, Norwich did play very well. It's just Arsenal got a couple of late goals later on in the match and ran out the winners. We'll stay in London now, and we'll go to Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea took on Cardiff, and that game, like the other game, finished Chelsea 4, Cardiff City 1. Again, Chelsea aren't looking very convincing, and it was quite an uneasy game for Chelsea at times. Cardiff did get an early goal, and really that shocked Stamford Bridge and really quietened the whole home crowd down. However, Chelsea did get back into it with the Hazard equaliser, and I'm sure if you guys are big fans of the Premier League like me, you'll have seen this, and in my opinion, it wasn't a goal. The goalkeeper was bouncing the ball, and really you cannot take the ball off the goalkeeper when she's doing that, like Samuel Eto'o did. So it shouldn't have been a goal, and it shouldn't have been a goal in theory. However, it was in the match, and really that was the catalyst for Chelsea to start playing like typical Chelsea do. In the second half, they came out, really they looked comfortable on the ball, their playmakers creating and running havoc. And the only downside to that was that Mourinho was a bit upset at Cardiff City time wasting, and then when Braslan Ivanovic was called for time wasting, he got really angry and came onto the field and started yelling at the refs, and he got sent up into the stand. So he therefore sat next to some lucky Chelsea fan and was celebrating the goals from there. However, really it was Chelsea's day. Again, they weren't really going to lose. They just looked a bit uneasy at times, and they ran out the winners there. We'll go to Goodison Park now, where Everton took on Hull City, and the final score there was Everton 2, Hull City 1. From this game, it was a fairly even game. Both sides had a couple of chances, and really Everton have the quality at home. It's at Goodison. You expect that they're going to pick up the 3 points, and they did exactly what they had to do. Pienaar was quite brilliant when he came on, scored the the winning goal within 10 seconds of coming on. However, for Everton, they really made it a bit difficult for themselves because they should have put the game to bed a lot earlier with the chances they had. And really, it called for an anxious ending for basically Roberto Martinez and the fans. But they did get the result, they did get the 3 points, and it was a good win for Everton. Now, we'll go to Old Trafford, where arguably one of the biggest shocks of the round happened, where Manchester United took on Southampton, and the game finished Manchester United 1, Southampton 1. If you guys watched my preview video, I did say that it was going to be a draw. I knew it was going to be a draw. You just had this feeling. Southampton aren't a team to be messed with, home or away. Mauricio Pochettino's got that team just absolutely blazing right now. I said it was a draw. I said it was 2-2. It didn't finish 2-2. The final score was 1-1. However, Manchester United, they did create a fair few chances. They hit the woodwork a couple of times. But the chances they did create, they weren't taken, and really it ended up hurting them in the long run. And right now, David Moyes is really under quite severe pressure. Sir Alex was there watching the game. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but you never know what Sir Alex is going to be thinking. However, I can tell you what David Moyes is going to be thinking, and he was going to be thinking, how did we let 2 points slip from our grasp? They basically had the game, kind of locked up at 1-0, but Southampton, as they do this season, they continue to play, and they won't stop until the final whistle is blown. And that's what they did. They got the equaliser through Lallana, a scrappy goal, but a goal nonetheless, and Southampton just hung and kept on fighting valiantly, and they got their reward within a vital away point. So, good for Southampton. The next game is where Stoke City took on West Albion Bromwich at the Britannia, and the game finished 0-0. That's right. Howard Webb, this was really the biggest talking point from the game. You've got a World Cup referee. This guy's world class, Howard Webb, but he got an absolute howler of a decision. Yusuf Malumbu was brought down by Charlie Adam in the box. There's no doubt about that. Even Mark Hughes admitted that his team deserved to concede a penalty, and really that was the only talking point from the game. The teams did create a couple of chances. Sessegnon was really the outlet for West Albion Bromwich. But for me, the man of the match of this game was definitely Asmir Begovic, who really kept Stoke City in it and kept the scorelines 0-0. So a definite man of the match performance there to Asmir Begovic. We'll go to Wales at the Liberty Stadium, where Swansea took on Sunderland, and the game finished Swansea 4, Sunderland 0. So there's troublesome times at Sunderland. I tell you what, really, they fired Di Canio, got in a new manager, and he hasn't really been able to, be the catalyst for a fresh start at Sunderland. They were terrible in this game. Really, their form represents that of a relegation type side. It was quite a comfortable win for Swansea City. Jonathan de Guzman was man of the match. He scored a goal and created a couple of others, but really the storyline from this was that Sunderland were a complete and utter shambles. We'll go back to London, where West Ham took on Manchester City, and the game finished West Ham 1, Manchester City 3. Basically, a man of the match performance again by, you guessed it, Sergio Aguero. This guy is world class. Scored 2 goals, set up Silva for the other one. Silva was quite impressive as well, but it was all revolving around Sergio Aguero. Really, for him, it was because of him that City were in control, and it was quite a clinical victory in the end. It was made a hell of a lot easier by Sam Allardyce playing this silly 4-6-0 formation with really no recognised centre forward up top, and didn't allow West Ham to really show their true potential going forward. So a good and comfortable performance by the former champions Manchester City. The second last game was in the Midlands at Villa Park, where Aston Villa took on Tottenham Hotspur, and the game finished Villa 0, Spurs 2. we'll rant on about man of the match performance again. But, yep, you guessed it, Andros Townsend, after scoring in his debut game for England, his country, he scores for his first goal, I think, for his club, Tottenham. And really, it was him that everything went through. All of Tottenham's outsource, their pace, the width, their creativity went through Townsend, who really showed a lot of fighting spirit and trickery in this game. On a kind of negative side note, the flare that was thrown to the referee was absolutely stupid. I don't know which fan did that, but it was absolutely a ridiculous decision that shouldn't be tolerated at all. It's not only for the referee, but just the image that it gives for world football is absolutely disgraceful, and that fan or those fans deserve to be punished 100%, really, with the full force of the FFA or whoever the governing body or the Barclays Premier League, whoever wants to deal with that rubbish. Anyway, basically Spurs in this game were really impressive. Villa, they did have a couple of chances. However, Benteke he came on and missed a couple of headers, but really Tottenham Hotspur all over the pitch were absolutely class and redeemed themselves after 2 weeks ago their home loss. The final game and the Monday night game was Crystal Palace taking on Fulham, and I predicted this game to be an absolute boring contest that would finish 0-0. How wrong was I? Yet again. The game finished Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 4. The first two goals that Fulham scored, out of this world. I think Kasami's goal, the first goal for Fulham, I think that's goal of the season contender right there and then. It's absolutely unbelievable. He takes it on his chest, watches the ball all the way down with his right foot, hits across the body and across Speroni's goal and in to the top right hand corner. It was a cracking goal. But really, talking about the game, Palace actually started well. They did get a goal and they looked in control at home. However, once Kasami hit that unbelievable goal, Fulham then regained their composure and they never looked back, with Sidwell, Berbatov, and I can't remember who was the other person that got on the score sheet, but a very impressive away win by Fulham. And again, I think we've already got two definite relegated teams already. It's only the eighth week, but I'm saying that Palace will get relegated, and same as Sunderland, because both teams' forms are absolutely shocking. They can't win away from home, they can't win at home, and they're just letting games slip through their fingers. So I think those are the two teams that will get relegated so far. So that's it. That was my wrap up from the 8th week. Another fantastic week, fantastic games, great goals, highly entertaining fixtures, and I'm sure next week will be the same. As I always say, I hope your team won. If they didn't, you've always got next week to look forward to. And as for me, I'll see you guys very soon for the next week of the Barclays Premier League. See you. Thank you very much, and goodbye.